All right, guys, this is a new extension I put together. It's called Bayne's Bag of Holding. So this is a 5e version. I did the 5e version first. I'm going to do one for Old School Essentials next. There's going to be pretty much the same. There's just minor differences in the party sheet. Okay, so what this does is it lets you manage your party loot um, that is not being carried on the character, right? So, in my campaign, my group has a Leomund's Desirable Residence, and I made a character sheet out of it, and everybody's putting their gold in there, and it's like a complete disaster. Nobody knows what's in it because only one character could control it at the time. And so I said, okay, we got to fix this. And so what I did was I created this on the party sheet. So to access it, you go to the 5e party sheet, and you'll see there's you still have your main inventory, order, XP, and a cargo tab. And if you look at the client side, the client's going to have which is your player, is going to have order, inventory, and cargo. Okay, so obviously GM has full control of this thing. And so basically how it works is you can add your players in here by just clicking the plus button, right? And then if I want to unassign a player, I could just click that button. If I want to assign a player, you just drop the token on there. Okay, and so now all the players can see this window, and they can see, okay, Rerun Galaxy's got X amount of gold, silver, whatever in a bag, on a saddlebag, in the wagon, wherever you're storing it, which would go right here. So for here, like I made a mule up. Let's see. Let's find her. Okay, Star Sprinkles the mule. I don't know. So you could just, it's not real important. You could actually just type something in here, whatever, right? But if you wanted to have an NPC and also put that NPC on the combat tracker, I could put Star Sprinkles on there. It could be, get killed or whatever. I could just take it and drag the little link. You want to drag the link right on top of the token, okay? If you drag this, it's not going to like it. It won't do it. Oh, there's a debug in there. Okay, so it's all solid Star Sprinkles, the mule. And then what we could do is we could say, okay, we could say, we could say it's in the saddlebags. We could say Violet's bag is being hauled around by the mule, and that's where these two things are located. Star Sprinkles is pulling a wagon, and there's, I don't know, an item in here. We'll call it I don't know, a ballista, whatever. One, okay. This thing doesn't have a weight. Let me give it a weight. Okay, so that's cool. And then what you can do is just hit update weight, and it updates the weight. It actually updates all the coin weights that are being carried. So this is assuming they're all being carried because we've taken them off the character sheet. It updates all the items and gives you a total weight, right? Because this mule pulling this wagon has a certain amount of encumbrance it can take. So it tracks all of those things for you, okay? And what players could do is this interacts with your character sheet. So you use the inventory, like how you use it. You can assign it to people that are listed on here, whatever, right? But when they want to transfer it to the mule, all they do is they take their ration and we just drag it over there. And it actually tells you, which is good because, like, if I take this ration back, like, oh, Rerun Galaxy took a ration, right? That they're trying to cheat on you, right? So the players can't mess with the gold or coins on here. Only you can. And so if the player says, okay, I'm going to put 1,000 gold in my saddlebag, all they do is, let's say they had 2,500. They say, okay, I'm going to go to 1,500. And then you go to reruns and say, okay, 1,000 gold. And you can either click on this, it'll update the weight, or you could just click update the weight, okay? And that's all there is to it. So pretty neat, right? Okay, so that handles like pack animals, wagons, things like that. All right, so now if your player has a bag of holding, so one of my players has a bag of holding, and he puts it in his inventory, and then he like toggles it all off, whatever, right? Well, this way the player could actually pop this up, right? His bag of holding, and you don't even have to have the party sheet up anymore. So it's got his bag of holding on here. Again, the player can take items and drag it to the bag of holding. The player can take items out of the bag of holding, okay? The player can't adjust the coins. The GM has to do that, okay? It's just how permissions are set up on the party sheet by Fantasy Grounds. The GM is the one that assigns the owner. The GM puts in what the max weight of the bag of holding is, and we can update the weight here. Oh, let's see. I don't know. It's 1,500. Oh, I didn't turn that on yet. Okay, I'll turn that on. No big deal. Okay. Let's see what is. Let's see. Something's triggering it. Let's see. Dude. And then. Okay, that's updating it now. Okay, it updated it. What if I zero that out? Yeah, it's working. Sorry. Yeah, it's working. Okay, so then the GM updates the weight and all that. Okay, so all the player can do is look, right? Like, okay, this is on my mule, right? They don't have readily access to it, but now they can remember what they stored, right? And then in the bag of holding, obviously the player can interact with that. But anything used with gold or whatever, it's got to be done by the GM. Okay, so that's cool. You can close this out. So I just want to share this with you guys. I'm going to put it on the Forge for a couple bucks. This is a pretty good. It took me a lot of time to get this one going. I think it's going to be beneficial for my party. And the good thing about this is it's not going to interact with any other. It shouldn't interact with any other extensions. If you have an extension that somehow adjusts the sub windows here, it will interact with that. I don't know of any extensions out here that do adjust these sub windows, but potentially it could mess with those. If that happens, just let me know. I'll see if I can figure out what's going on. But that's about it. So if you got any feedback, let me know. I'm going to put this on the Forge today, and then we will put a forum post up. Thanks.